All right, what's going on, y'all? This is JJ. I'm with 2GSC coming back with something a little bit different. So, we all know that the Nintendo Switch 2 has been announced. It's been announced for quite some time, but it's been shrouded in a little bit of mystery. Some things we know about for sure, some things we've only heard about, some things are just rumors. We really didn't know up until Nintendo Direct, which was on April 2nd, 2025. Now, I don't know anything about this. I haven't really been following Nintendo. I don't play a ton of Nintendo, but I grew up in the era where Mario was king, Zelda was king, Metroid, Donkey Kong, all those were king of the games. And some may say that they still are. Um, and there's probably a pretty good argument to that, depending on who you are. Now, I want to watch the Nintendo Direct and just react to it. I want to kind of see what's coming down the pipeline as far as games go. I've heard rumors about price increase to games. I'm really concerned about that setting a precedent moving forward, but we're going to discuss that as we react to this. If you like this content, like and subscribe, do all the things. We are a small channel. We're trying to grow. Anyways, this is JJ with 2GSC. Let's get it going. The Nintendo Switch 2. They're getting straight to business. This is for sure Mario Kart. Now, I will say, I do have a Switch. I love my Switch. I just like my PS5 more. I like my PC more. Um, but when I played Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, I think, when I played that, and when I play Mario Kart, when I play various Super Mario games, for me, those are more of an escape from games that try to take themselves too serious, which what you might see on like PS5 games. So I typically play FromSoft games. If for instance, right now I've already beaten Bloodborne, then I went directly into Elden Ring, and now I'm playing Sekiro. When I need a break from that type of grind, I'll pick up and play a Nintendo Switch game because it's fun, it's interactive for the whole family, and I think that's really where they sort of marketed themselves as the family system. So I don't want to say that like I'm not opposed to Nintendo whatsoever. One of my greatest memories was playing the Zelda game on Nintendo 64 with my brother when I was a very young child. So I love Nintendo. I just don't prioritize Nintendo games nearly as much as what I do for PS5. So I felt like I just needed to say that I'm not a Nintendo hater whatsoever. I will most likely end up getting this. Maybe not immediately, but that's kind of the plan. But anyways.
Let's go!
It looks fun. Like, this will be a fun game. Like, Nintendo does a great job making fun games. And I think sometimes we kind of forget that while focusing on hyper-realism. So Nintendo does a really great job of making just games that put a smile on your face day in and day out. So you got to give credit where credit is due.
Hello everyone, I'm Koichi Kawamoto, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct. I'm the producer for Nintendo Switch 2.
I'm Takuhiro Dota, the director for Nintendo Switch 2.
And I'm Tetsuya Sasaki, the hardware design lead for Nintendo Switch 2.
What you just saw was Mario Kart World.
100%
launching
Rockshell.
exclusively on Nintendo
Nintendo
Switch 2.
found a niche and kept it with
Now,
family-friendly
what
stuff.
do you think this
100%.
brand new Mario Kart game will be like?
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
I guess right now my biggest thing about Nintendo is this looks no different graphically than the current installment, Mario Kart. I believe, what is it, 8? And it's graphically it's exactly what it needs to be. And I'm not complaining about the graphics, but my biggest thing is they better come with something as far as like a feature or a mode or something like that. And I think they're going to. I've heard rumors. I think they're going to. But yeah, this looks totally the same as Mario Kart 8. So here we go.
Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change.
That's kind of cool. Does that affect like your traction?
And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world.
Why does this come off as an infomercial?
In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up.
Knockout Tour?
Introducing Knockout Tour.
What is this?
Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another. There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated.
That looks fun.
And you make
I'm
it
gonna
all
be
the way to
honest,
the
that
finish
looks
line?
really fun.
You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam. By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes. So drive wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends. And even take photos together at different locations.
Hold on, Rockshaw. Trivia question. Do you know how Nintendo got their start? So Nintendo started off as a, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Nintendo started off as a company, oh God, they did a lot of things, but it wasn't video games at first. At one point they were a taxi cab company when the new person was sort of taking the reins. And they didn't really get started making video games until like Atari. I think it was Atari, or maybe it was a system before that. And fun fact, Mario was actually originally named Super Boy or Video Man or something like that, but ultimately decided that wasn't a good name, and they named him Mario after someone who worked in a factory at Nintendo. Because the guy apparently resembled the character Mario, so that became his nickname, and eventually it stuck with the character that we see now, Mario. I don't know exactly how they got their start, though, but yes, I do remember that. It was Japanese handmade playing cards. You were 100% right. I was thinking of Sega that did like casino slot machines.
Mario Kart World! The game launches on the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
It's a launch game. Of course it
More
does.
details about this title will be shared in an upcoming Mario Kart World Direct. So be on the lookout for more information in the future.
Mario Kart World launches on the same day.
Free roam will be fun. I hope in during free roam there's still like, I don't want to say quests, but like just like things that you could do to make it more interesting than just simply roaming around. But I will say, when I was in school, when I was a lot younger, like grade school, my friends and I used to play this game, and I think it was like ATV Off-Road Fury. It was basically a four-wheeler game, and our favorite thing to do was to all couch co-op and play free roam on four-wheelers, and we would just play tag. It wasn't a built-in mode or feature or anything like that. We would just free roam and take turns running into each other. And if we ran into you, you were it, and then you had to come and run into one of us. Until you were able to hit one of us, you were still it. So it was kind of like a cat and mouse game. So we had a ton of fun in like a free roam feature. So if Nintendo can kind of do something like that, which I think that they will, this should be a pretty good feature.
As Nintendo Switch 2. We'll share more
Challenges,
details
yes.
in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it.
Next, we'd like to introduce some of the new features of Nintendo Switch 2. These are the Joy-Con 2 controllers for Switch 2.
It looks the same.
And on the right Joy-Con 2, we've added a new C button.
Uh-oh, groundbreaking stuff right here, y'all.
Let's take a look at some new experiences it offers.
What does the C stand for? Challenges? No. I'm just joking.
I'm still ahead of all of you guys. Woo!
That was me.
That was you?
I think.
So quick. Oh, no. Wait, no,
So what is it, a Zoom meeting for gaming? That's kind of cool. Doesn't Discord do that?
Oh.
Introducing Game Chat, a new feature for Nintendo Switch 2.
I don't know if it does or not. I'm pretty sure it does. I know Silky Joe and I have used Discord for something like this in the past.
With this feature, you'll
But
be able to
PlayStation has
communicate with
parties.
friends
It's
and
the same
family while
concept.
playing a
This
game.
isn't groundbreaking.
Should we follow you? Yeah?
Yeah, follow
Okay.
me. For an adventure.
While using the Game Chat feature, your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system.
Oh, okay. But you're still behind me, right?
Just like a PS5 controller.
Let's keep going. Okay. So,
It can pick up your speaking voice clearly, even from a distance.
look at this. Jump on here. All right, let's keep going.
Sorry, I'm being a little critical here, and the only reason is word on the street there's a price increase, and I'm a little sensitive about that. I'll be honest, but I want to see justification, I guess, for that. We'll see.
Let's make a left right here. Let's make a.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly, letting you chat with ease.
How did you get hit by a boat? Okay, nice.
It does look beautiful. It's okay.
And you can use this feature in handheld mode too, letting you easily chat with friends and family. If you open the chat menu and turn on game screen sharing,
That's pretty cool.
Good job. There we go. There we go.
you
That's
can
pretty
also
cool.
share your game screen.
Did you see someone just like go on top of that dinosaur?
Really?
They can do
Do you remember playing these types of games when you were a kid? And maybe it was like split screen Call of Duty or a racing game or maybe even Mario Kart. And you would, for me, it was GoldenEye on Nintendo 64. And you would always accuse the other person, or the other person would always accuse you of screen watching. I think there were people who even like created like cardboard barriers to make sure that the other person wasn't screen watching. So essentially, this feature is the ability to screen watch. It's not a bad feature though. Like being able to share your screen is not a bad feature. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's innovative as far as Nintendo goes. But yeah, let's keep watching.
I can do it.
You guys, I just did it.
Oh, I want to do it too.
Oh shoot!
Oh, he's trying to eat me. He's trying to eat me.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay. You can chat to your heart's content, even while playing different games.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I know that one. It's so
I like
hard,
that.
right?
That's
It's
cool.
tough.
Oh, wow. I'm
I like
in
that
the
a lot.
sky right
I'll be
here.
honest.
Ah, I fell. I'm falling. I'm falling. I'm falling. Okay, we got it. We're safe. We're safe.
Kirby, look, you're a star.
That's so cute.
So cute.
You can adjust the size of your game screen,
Guys, I'm lost. Like,
Where'd you go?
or expand another friend's game screen.
You gotta get above that wall that's to your left.
You're almost there,
It's
though.
just like the wall. Like if she gets past the wall.
this is where I have to do a little.
Hey, look, it's like me
wall
playing
run.
Sekiro or Elden Ring, where I'm sharing my
So
screen and everyone
everyone
else
can
has to
watch
tell me
them
what to do
play.
because I suck at the game.
I think I know where you are. I think I know where you are. Wait, 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 wait.
Hey guys, we're together. Welcome.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's take a picture here.
Okay, are you ready?
Smile.
Yay.
Oh, yo, that's sick.
I like your pose, Mix.
On the right Joy-Con 2 controller, there's an additional button. With the C button, you can pull up a chat menu.
C stands for chat.
Really?
Okay.
Wait, actually, guys, I got a call coming right now, so I'll be right back. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
for sure.
Here, you can quickly and easily mute yourself and more. And there's this. By connecting this camera to the system,
Hey.
Hey, what's up? Hello. Yo. Nick.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Good?
you can appear on screen and video chat while playing a game.
Your face is on here.
Wait, Nick, how was your test yesterday?
It was good.
No, 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 no.
Here's how it looks with just the camera feed.
No, no, no,
I'm
no,
way
no, no,
behind,
no.
guys.
There you go. I bet you like
Can
that.
you wait for me?
Please look forward
So that
to
would be
games
good for
which
parties.
Use your camera feed like this.
Like party play.
That was good.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that
wait,
looks
wait.
good.
Go
That
left,
looks
go
good.
left.
And then-
Left,
Oh, wait,
left,
wait,
left.
wait,
Okay.
if I go a little more this way. Oh.
Like I would have fun
Using
doing
game
that
chat.
playing Mario Party with some of my
Even
friends
when you're
that
apart,
live in
you can
Dallas
play
or
games and
Houston
hang
or
as if
out of
you were
state.
together in the same room. Play
It's a good feature.
together, or compete in online multiplayer games. Chat while playing your personal favorites. Decide your own rules for a retro game competition. Or hold a sports competition between families. All together, anytime, anywhere. Game chat.
They're really riding that family thing home. It's
What
working
did you
though.
think?
I can't blame them.
In developing Game Chat, our goal was for you to enjoy playing online with others more closely, including family and friends. Almost as if you're all playing together in the same place.
I wonder if they're going to address the drag. Like I know a lot of people
The camera
who
you saw in the trailer is
Nintendo
the
Switch was
Nintendo
like their
Switch
main
2
console,
camera,
and the little Joy-Cons
which will
kept
be
breaking.
available on the same day as
Like
Switch 2.
quickly.
A Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required to use Game Chat.
Of course.
However, since we'd like as many people as possible to experience Game Chat, it will be available without a membership for a limited time. We hope you'll try it out.
I mean, PlayStation does the same thing. With
Additionally,
PS Plus.
Game Chat supports the Nintendo
But does PS Plus have a free version? I think they do. Or maybe they just have like a really low-end tier where it's like nowhere near as expensive. I have like the one right in the middle. I think PS Plus Extra.
Switch Parental Controls app, and different settings can be adjusted. For example, whether parental permission is always required when a child wants to use Game Chat to play with their friends.
We'd like to introduce another new experience you can share with family and friends.
That's a solution to people
On
being
Nintendo
addicted
Switch,
to their
even
consoles.
if you just have one
Kids.
game, you can pass a Joy-Con controller to a friend and play together. But on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play together locally on multiple systems using just one game, with Game Share. As shown
pretty cool.
here, even games that require multiple screens can be played if one person owns a compatible game. With Game Share, you can temporarily share compatible games with others who also have Nintendo Switch 2 or a Nintendo Switch system. You can share a game with up to 3 other systems at a time.
$9.99 a month.
GameShare also supports online play with other Switch 2 systems, and you can use it with friends via Game Chat, which we showed earlier.
That game was fun. I liked that
Game
game.
Share can only
Super
be
Mario
used with
3D
compatible
World.
games.
That was the
This
first game
feature
I
is
bought
planned
when I
for
got a
several
Switch.
titles, starting with a free update for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Nintendo Switch. Game Share support is also planned for select games exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
Up next, we'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 system itself.
Please take a look.
Show me the games.
At 7.9 inches,
That boy's
Switch 2
thick.
has a bigger built-in screen. Here's how that compares to Nintendo Switch. The system's thickness
inch and a half
remains the
bigger.
same.
Why's the black one got to be bigger?
With approximately double the pixels compared to Switch, you can enjoy games in greater detail on the 1080p screen. The screen supports up to 120 frames per second, allowing for smoother gameplay in supported titles. The LCD screen is more vivid and supports HDR, providing more contrast between light and dark areas of the images. The all-new Joy-Con 2 controllers connect magnetically. Strong magnets keep the controllers
better than a
firmly
slider.
attached to the system. Detach a controller easily by pressing the release button on the back. The SL and SR buttons are bigger for greater comfort and control when playing with a Joy-Con 2 held horizontally. The left and right sticks are now larger.
It's a good thing.
Each
Joy-Con
2
1, it was so
controller
tiny.
can be used as a mouse to play with compatible games.
Wow.
Both the left and right
Interesting.
Joy-Con 2 support mouse controls.
I will say though, like one thing that really I was talking a second ago about Super Mario 3D World, and we all know that the Joy-Cons, like they're motion controllers, or they can be. I hate when games come out that force you to use those features that are still just they're not polished. They're kind of awkward. So for instance, there were parts in Super Mario 3D World where I had to use like the motion or whatever, and or maybe it wasn't 3D World, maybe it was Super Mario Galaxy or Odyssey, I can't remember. But the way I was choosing to play it with a controller, like an actual controller, it was very awkward having like switch and like do all these weird things just to be forced to use a feature. Like I hope that games that have that feature also allow you in the options menu to turn that off, to say like, hey, I don't want to use the motion feature. I don't want to be slinging and flailing my arms around like crazy. I just want to lay in bed before I go to sleep and play an hour or so of Mario or whatever the game may be. Like I'm sure people don't want to be using their controller as a mouse every single time they play a game.
By adjusting the audio balance between the ranges, sounds from the built-in speakers are clearer and more natural in handheld and tabletop modes. It has a built-in microphone, so you can voice chat with friends.
Yeah, but
anytime via
I heard
game chat.
there is
It
a
also
new
uses noise-canceling technology to
Souls
filter
game
sounds,
coming
so
to
your
Switch.
voice will come through clearly.
And it's probably going to be announced on this.
Even if you don't have a
But it's
surround
FromSoft.
sound system, games can be enjoyed with more immersive, three-dimensional sound, as if it were coming from all around you.
Exactly. If you want to use a mouse, you'll play it on your PC.
Place your Nintendo Switch 2 however you like with
It's
a
a much
large,
better stand.
sturdy stand.
It's a much better stand.
You can move it freely.
Like the
this.
original like single kickstand that it has, like the Switch 1 has, is garbage.
In addition to the USB-C port found on the bottom of the system, there's one on top as well. It's handy for connecting a USB-C camera or charging in tabletop mode. Nintendo Switch 2 comes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 8 times that of Nintendo Switch, for
Yeah,
storing
32
your game
gigs is
downloads,
garbage.
save data, and more. Reading and writing data is also faster. Use the Nintendo Switch 2 dock to connect to your TV and enable up to 4K resolution for compatible games. HDR is also supported in TV mode.
Only in TV mode.
The Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a built-in fan that keeps your system cool. This helps keep performance stable. On Nintendo Switch 2, you can play Nintendo Switch 2 games, as well as compatible Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital games are supported.
I think they all ought to be compatible. I think it should be fully backwards compatible.
As you just saw, Nintendo Switch 2 isn't simply an improved Nintendo Switch. We redesigned the system from the ground up and packed in lots of new gameplay features. And to help players better understand the Switch 2 hardware, we're currently developing this game. Mr. Kawamoto!
Hello. My current location is actually inside the game itself. This is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2.
Didn't Sony do something like this before
I'm standing
Astrobot
over here.
became a standalone game?
Okay, everyone, join me inside the game. There are a lot of question mark icons here. Let's examine them. This sign reads, "Where are the
He
magnets?"
is it in the Switch, or the Switch, I mean.
The Joy-Con 2 controllers attached to the system with magnets.
He
And
sits
those
on a throne of
magnets are
lies.
inside the system. The SL and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 are made of metal, so that's how they attach to the system. A magnetic circuit is formed between them, so they won't easily detach. Through examining signs like these, you can discover all sorts of secrets about Nintendo Switch 2. Another example, the Joy-Con 2 controllers have mouse controls. And when combined with the gyroscopes, you can even do something like this. You can adjust the position of the golf club and aim for the cup by rotating the Joy-Con 2. By combining the mouse controls and gyroscopes, things like this are possible. There are secrets to discover even as you're playing minigames and tech demos. Some of the secrets range from the unique features of the system to tiny details you might not notice until they're pointed out. There are plenty. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will launch as a paid digital game on the
Is it
same day as
waterproof?
Nintendo Switch 2.
It's
So
a good
please check
point.
it out if you're interested.
I mean,
Now, I'd like to
I don't know,
share
it's
some
not-
more
it's
information
not a tall
regarding
order to
Nintendo
ask.
Switch 2. This is the game
With
card
your
for
pet
Nintendo
toaster.
Switch 2 titles. It's the same shape as Nintendo Switch game cards, but it's now red and it has much faster data reading speeds. Next up is additional storage. Switch 2 will only work with micro SD express cards. They're a different type of SD card and will make high-speed data transfers possible. Please note that regular micro SD cards used for Nintendo Switch will not be compatible.
and I bet they're more expensive too.
Additionally, to transfer data from Switch to Switch 2, you can log into your Nintendo account to use the System Transfer feature. With this feature, you can transfer save data, digital games, and more. We're also releasing a new Pro Controller. It has a C button, which launches Game Chat, and on the back, there are new GL and GR buttons, which
Can
you
I
can
use my
to
current Pro
assign
Controller?
existing button controls. In addition, an audio jack has been added. We've introduced a few new features, and after today's presentation, the official Nintendo Switch 2 website will go live. There will also be an Ask the Developer article on the website, where the three of us will talk about the development of Nintendo Switch 2. We hope you'll check that out as well.
And now, the Nintendo Switch 2 launch date. Nintendo
when is
Switch
it?
2 launches on June 5th.
June 5th.
We're very much looking forward to
6525.
the day when you all get to experience it, so please wait just a bit longer.
That'll be here before we know it.
Now, broadly speaking, on Nintendo Switch 2, you can play 3 types of games. The first type is Nintendo Switch 2 games. These games take advantage of the performance and features of Switch 2. The second type is compatible games that were released on Nintendo Switch.
I want to see a list of compatible
Nintendo
games.
Switch 2 Edition games are the third type. Some games that were released on Switch will receive upgraded versions that offer things like improved visuals, unique ways to play on Switch 2, and more. Now, I'd like to show you the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Please take a look.
Show a side by side.
Super Mario Party Jamboree is getting an upgrade on Nintendo Switch 2. The upgrade expands on the base game and adds new features, including mouse controls,
There it is.
audio recognition, more expressive rumble, and gameplay that uses a camera accessory, all of which can be accessed on Switch 2. Let's check out 3 new and updated modes. First up is Mario Party mode. With a single camera, up to 4 players can join the festivities. You'll be able to see each other's faces as you play, so you
Now the
can
camera feed is
experience
garbage.
all the reactions and emotions
It's so
in real time.
pixelated.
Or 4 friends can take the
What
party
kind of camera
online.
is that?
Up next, it's Bowser Live, a mode where the livelier team wins. Bowser will bring you on stage to hit blocks to collect the most coins, guide an RC car with your voice, and compete in other
That's so
minigames
dumb.
using full
I would
body
not want to play
movement
that
and
one.
sound. Finally, take a ride on the mouse-controlled carnival coaster. With the safety bar lowered and secured, you're off.
Yeah, good point, Rockshaw.
Use mouse controls to shoot down
What about the
enemies while
third?
you feel the bumps and rumbles of
2
the
different types of
coaster.
games. Or 3 that they said, but we've only seen 2 so far.
When you enter a pipe, a minigame will begin. There's a bouldering game where 2 players each control an arm, and one where
Yeah.
you shake a can of spray paint and quickly tag objects. Enjoy the thrill of these intuitive minigames. How quickly can you reach the station? From minigames that use a camera,
Like, I will say, some of the mini games, because we do have Mario Party, and it's fun to play with groups of people, because the Switch is one of those games that you can just take with you really anywhere, or a lot easier, I guess. I mean, technically, you could take your PS5 anywhere you want to, but it's a lot easier to pack up your Switch than it is a PS5. So yeah, I've played Mario Party with friends while traveling, and it's a good time. But one thing that drives me crazy is playing a mini game that feels like nothing more than a tech demo. So I would love to see on this new version like mini games that are fun that just happen to take advantage of the new tech, but not just like you have to use your mouse for this simply because a mouse feature is available now.
the built-in microphone, mouse controls, and rumble.
Yeah.
The biggest party yet is getting even bigger. Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, plus Jamboree TV, launches on Nintendo Switch 2, July 24th. Nintendo Switch 2 players who already own Super Mario Party Jamboree can upgrade to Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV by purchasing an upgrade pack.
How much is the upgrade pack?
Please look forward to a new Mario Party experience, where you can see each other's reactions while playing. Let's continue presenting some more Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games. Nintendo Switch 2 editions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom feature enhanced resolution and frame rates, and also support HDR, which makes the image more vibrant. So you can play with smoother, higher definition graphics.
This game was a really fun game. Like, it was a great game. But as someone who grew up playing Zelda, I think one of the biggest crimes to gaming, just in general, is turning Zelda into a fucking cartoon. It maybe it's for some people. It's probably, I mean, honestly, like based on the sales and how popular it was, it's for a lot of people. But how amazing would it be to play Zelda on Unreal Engine? I think that would be so cool.
Plus, you can get even more out of your adventures in Hyrule using Zelda Notes.
Yeah, for sure. Zelda more Souls-like.
This new feature can be accessed
It
via
would
the
be
Nintendo
so cool.
Switch app on smart devices.
It would be such a cool game.
It's a game-specific service that's exclusive to the Switch 2 editions of these titles. For example, it can help guide you to various locations.
No one's
like
gonna use
shrines
that.
and Koroks you haven't found yet.
Guidance activating. Proceed north.
So it's like Apple Maps, but for
You can
Zelda?
share your creations using QR codes and send them to another player to create.
They're getting
in their
creative. You gotta give credit where credit is due. They're getting creative. They're trying to justify this price tag.
We hope these features will make your adventures even more enjoyable. In Kirby and the Forgotten Land,
Yeah, a lot
you'll
of
be
people
able
would
to
have had
enjoy
more
an
interest.
additional story exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition, along with improved graphics and frame rates. This story takes place in the Forgotten Land after being struck by a powerful meteor that's causing some mysterious changes. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby's new adventure. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will have both a Nintendo Switch and a Nintendo Switch 2 edition. In addition to standard controls, you can use mouse controls for intuitive gameplay on Switch 2. Plus, you can explore the
All right,
immersive
Raksha.
world in 4K at
Later, brother.
60 frames per second, or enjoy smoother action in Full HD at 120 frames per second. Choose from these two modes, both of which support HDR, based on your preference and playstyle. Plus, Pokémon Legends ZA, which is scheduled to launch later this year, will not only receive a Nintendo Switch version, but a Nintendo Switch 2 edition as well. By taking advantage of the power of Switch 2, you can enjoy your adventure in Lumio City with enhanced resolution and frame rates.
I don't get it. They keep talking about the power of Nintendo Switch 2, but they have
The Nintendo
games that
Switch
look like
2
this.
edition games you just saw will be available
Am
as
I
both
missing something
physical
here?
and digital versions.
What are they showing off exactly?
And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version of a game, you can play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition by purchasing an upgrade pack. We hope you're looking forward to these Nintendo Switch 2 edition games.
Next, I'd like to introduce a brand new game featuring mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2 controllers.
Here we go.
Please take a look.
It's a new feature. You have to use it. I would never play this game. Like, I don't want to sit here and do this. Like, no thank you. I'll pass. That game is going to be so clunky.
In Drag and Drive, you'll use both Joy-Con 2 controllers as mice to intuitively pull off various moves. We hope you're looking forward to a new twist on 3-on-3 matches using dual mouse controls. Next, here are some games from our publishing and development partners coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Finally, some games.
I have long observed.
This is what I was talking about.
This world is in dire need of repair.
So Elden Ring.
You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden. I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
The Tarnished Edition. Loading times on that is gonna be so long.
Supergiant Games, here to say that Hades 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Our first ever sequel introduces the Princess of the Dead, an immortal witch out to vanquish the sinister Titan of Time. You'll battle beyond the underworld to the ends of the earth, getting to know dozens of characters from Greek myth in a story that reacts to your every setback and victory. It's the kind of game you can quickly pick up and play whether you're experienced with the original or not. Look for more about Hades 2 later this year.
皆さんこんにちは。カプコンの中山です。我々がお届けするタイトルはストリートファイター6です。
I want to see a new Mega Man.
本体を持ち寄った対戦はもちろん、任天堂スイッチ2だけの新モードもあります。ソフトは通常版の他に総勢26キャラクターを収録した Years 1-2 ファイターズエディションの2バージョンを、さらにゲームと連動するアミーボとアミーボカードも一緒にスイッチ2の発売日にお届けします。お楽しみに。
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Weapon safety mechanism confirmed. All operating at normal levels. Testing data link with spine. Normal. Commencing launch.
After 2 long wars where our freedom was restricted, we will finally be liberated from humans.
I'm in need of a new arsenal, new equipment, and money. I'm for sale, and you're buying.
Rebels! Thanks for the warm welcome!
This planet will be ours.
The Sovereign Axiom, the Trinitas, has almost completed a weapon that was created to destroy all humanity.
No! Because we're in the middle of a war. Don't you get it?
I won't just stop you. I'll tear you apart!
All children bring hope to our lives, don't they?
Hey, this is Joseph Fares from Hazelight. I'm super excited for Split Fiction to come to Nintendo Switch 2.
I heard Split Fiction was a fun game.
You play as Mio, who writes sci-fi, and Zoe, who writes fantasy. Together, they get trapped in their own stories, and it's up to you and a friend to help them break free. Now, let me tell you this, if you like It Takes Two, you're gonna love this one, trust me. And of course, you'll be able to play Split Fiction on the day Switch 2 launches.
Or you could play it now.
At EA Sports,
on PS5.
We're bringing fans together across the world, both on the pitch and on the gridiron. We're excited to announce that EA Sports FC will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Madden NFL will also be arriving on the Nintendo platform. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Hi, I'm Alan Tu from Avalanche Software. We are bringing Hogwarts Legacy to Nintendo Switch 2.
Didn't they just cancel their
With
DLC?
enhanced graphics and seamless world transitions, you'll be immersed in the Wizarding world like never before. And the new mouse controls on Switch 2 give you even more ways.
I'm not using a mouse to play Hogwarts Legacy.
Discover the enhanced magic when Hogwarts Legacy launches on the same day as Switch 2.
Captain, is that Mike supposed to be on? Son of a...
See, I think this one would be a fun game for Switch. Just kill some time, skateboard a little bit, do some tricks, listen to some good music.
Hello, this is Christian Elverdam from IO Interactive. We are bringing our flagship title, Hitman World of Assassination, to Nintendo Switch 2. As the best assassin in the trade, Agent 47 does everything he can to accomplish his mission. And how each mission progresses will vary.
Has his tattoo always been directly on the back of his head? I thought it was like on his neck.
Game will release on the same day as
It's
Switch
not very
2.
inconspicuous.
Plus, we are excited
It's like,
to bring
shit,
another
you guys.
familiar agent to
Someone's
the
here trying to kill us. Oh, what does he look like? I don't know, but word on the street is he has a giant barcode tattooed on the back of his head. Oh, but won't his hair cover it? No, he's bald. Okay.
James Bond. The world's favorite spy is coming to Nintendo Switch 2, so stay tuned.
The story of light and shadow that never fades is reborn. Bravely Default returns, remastered in high definition. Featuring the Brave and Default commands that help you control the flow of turn-based battles. Change and customize jobs to build out your very own party. Enjoy your adventure with upgraded features and enhancements. And all new minigames with unique ways to play. Square Enix presents the classic fantasy RPG, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster. Set foot in Luxembourg as a warrior of light.
Nothing so far has convinced me to get a Nintendo Switch 2. Especially since I already have the first one.
我々がお送りするタイトルは龍が如くゼロ誓いの場所ディレクターズカットです。1988年東京と大阪2つの歓楽街を舞台に土地を巡る争奪戦が勃発。伝説の始まりを追加シーンとともにお楽しみください。発売日は Nintendo Switch 2の発売と同じ日です。今後のシリーズ展開にもぜひご期待ください。
We'll have more games to show from our publishing and development partners, but for now, we'd like to show a game being developed in collaboration with Nintendo. Please take a look.
When's the release date?
When the Zonai, who descended from the heavens, joined hands with the Hylians, who dwelled on the surface, their union led to a great and prosperous kingdom. But in time, a terrible evil arose. A war was fought to vanquish this evil, one which future generations would call the Imprisoning War.
Perhaps you truly have traveled back in time.
What is that type of graphic called? Was it cell shading?
So that's Hyrule Castle? Then that must mean this really is the past.
I guess. I feel like I'm shitting on this way too much. I'll try to be a little bit more optimistic.
That was Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. It's being developed by Koei Tecmo Games with support from Nintendo. We hope you're looking forward to the untold story of the Imprisoning War, which took place in Hyrule long ago.
And now, some news about Nintendo Switch Online. You can continue to enjoy Nintendo Switch Online on Switch 2. And with Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack, you can enjoy a new membership benefit exclusively on Switch 2. Please take a look at this.
GameCube.
Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack will be getting
I'm not
a
interested
new
unless
classic
it
game library
has Perfect Dark.
exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo GameCube, originally released in 2001. Here are the
that
titles
was
that
so
will
long
be
ago.
available at launch. A Legend of Zelda game that looks like a cartoon come to life through cell shading. Controlling the wind
That's all the
using
Zelda
a mysterious
games.
baton, Link sets sail on an adventure across the Great Sea. The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords eternally retold. In this 3D, weapons-based fighting game,
I remember
fighter
playing
comes
this
equipped
game
with a different weapon.
in the
And
grocery
Link
store.
from the Legend of Zelda series enters the fray. Soul Calibur
Do y'all
2.
remember that when they had arcade games like outside of Walmart or Kroger's or whatever?
2,000 kilometers per hour. 30 machines will put it all on the line in death-defying races. Featuring the series' first machine customization and story mode, get ready to experience F-Zero GX. In games that support multiplayer, up to 4 can play together locally or online. Enjoy these classic games with clearer image quality and higher resolution than the original releases. You can also check the controls for each title and customize them to your liking. More titles will be added in the future. Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics, the Switch 2 exclusive game library coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack launches the same day as the hardware's release. And a dedicated controller designed after the original GameCube controller will also be released.
That controller was garbage, though.
And also has a C button to quickly access.
They're really doubling down on this C button.
Nintendo GameCube controller, exclusively available for Nintendo Switch Online members, will also be available the same day as Nintendo Switch 2.
Whether you're familiar with the games or haven't played them before, we hope you're looking forward to Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. Of course, you can continue to play select games from the systems shown here on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, let's see some more games from our publishing and development partners.
Hi, I'm Randy from Gearbox.
Well, he's very enthusiastic.
Borderlands 4, our upcoming flagship Borderlands game, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2. Borderlands is back. Loot and shoot your way through a world filled with wild enemies and outrageous weapons.
This would be a good game to take advantage of the video sharing, sort of, kind of like the Discord thing that you can do with Nintendo Chat or whatever the fuck it's called.
We'll be sharing a lot of the game in the months ahead, and there's more from 2K on the way.
Hi, I'm Dennis Shirk from Firaxis Games. We're releasing a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Sid Meier's Civilization 7. In Civ 7, you'll establish an empire and guide your people throughout the ages of history. With the new mouse controls, players can enjoy a more intuitive gameplay experience. Civ 7 launches on the same day as Switch 2. And if you already own the Nintendo Switch version, you can experience mouse controls on Switch 2 by purchasing the upgrade. And we have even more news from 2K.
Oh, pray tell.
Hi, I'm Lionel Jinks.
And I'm Ben Bishop.
Our final announcement for today is that WWE 2K is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Plus NBA 2K as well.
We can't wait to see you in the ring.
And on the court.
4 kids find this old tattered man. Off they went armed with nothing but youthful enthusiasm and a profound lack of preparation. Boom! Terrible at steering a raft. Let's slay some trees. Awesome! You nailed it! Hook, line and sinker. Tastes amazing, doesn't it? Really have started to master this survival thing. Next stop, the top. Ha! Nicely done. Well, I think that's everything. Let's set sail. This time, for home.
Hi, I'm Dave Crooks from Dodge Roll. Here's the first look at Enter the Gungeon 2. Dodge countless bullets and aim for the Gungeon's depths in our roguelike shooter sequel. Now reloaded in a new 3D art style. You can expect some fan-favorite elements to return. We're still working on the game, and we're excited to share more with you in the future.
I could see how that one would be fun. That's the thing with a lot of these Switch games. I guess not really all of them, but even though some of them look really silly, and you look at the trailer and you're like, that's what you're proud of? That's what you chose to showcase in the Nintendo Direct? I guarantee a lot of them are really fun to play. So, we'll see. Hasn't this been done before? Jeez,
Hello,
2026.
my name is Adam Badowski from CD Projekt Red. We are delighted to bring the immersive world of the dark future to Nintendo players for the first.
Hold on. They're bringing Cyberpunk 2077 to Nintendo Switch 2? I doubt that. Do you know how much trouble the PS4 had running that during launch? This can't. Hold on. We got to watch the rest of this. There's no way that this is going to work on Nintendo Switch 2.
Time. Cyberpunk 2077
Unless
is
it's a
an
different
open-world
version.
action-adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself to the city of dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to meet unforgettable characters and discover engaging stories when Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition comes to Nintendo Switch 2 on launch day.
Very skeptical of that.
スクエアエニックスの浜口です。任天堂スイッチ2でファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレードを発売いたします。本作はミッドガル脱出までを描いた3部作シリーズの1作目となり、20年以上の時を経て再創作された 新しい FF7 を体験いただきます。スイッチ2で展開する FF7 リメイクシリーズにぜひご期待ください。
Was that it? Was that everything? Hollow Knight Silk Song? Oh, they're finally gonna release it? They should have showcased that. Hollow Knight was amazing. I would play Cosmic Invasion. Well, Ubisoft is just trying to make money anywhere. God, Reanimal is like identical to Little Nightmares.
We've shown a lot of games so far. The next game will be the last from our publishing and development partners.
Better be a good one.
Please take a look.
What is this? Is he drunk or dead?
I give you my blood.
What is this, Bloodborne?
I give you
Like, I don't know.
my life. Turn, O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight. To humanity's very dusk.
From Soft. Is this exclusive? Wait, that's Yarnum, right? Is that... What the fuck is this? This can't be exclusive. This looks like a fighting game. Is this a PvP game? Wow. Wow.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon to depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
That looks badass. What is this?
The moon tears will flow for one, and one alone.
The Dusk Bloods? Available only on it. It's an exclusive. FromSoft released a Nintendo Switch exclusive.
By From Software.
Why?
We'll be publishing a creator's voice article where the game's director, Hidetaka Miyazaki, will share more details about the game, so please check it out when it's available. That's all from our publishing and development partners. We'd like to thank the developers who appeared
They knew
today,
what they were doing. Save that one for last. They knew what the fuck they were doing.
who prepared footage for this presentation. In addition to what you saw today, our partners are working on many games coming to Nintendo Switch 2. We'll showcase more games in the future, so we hope you're looking forward to it. Next, please take a look at this.
How much is it going to cost? Kirby Air Ride? Air Riders. It's coming out this year, and that's all you had to
Kirby
show?
Air Ride, which originally released on the Nintendo GameCube system over 20 years ago,
Oh,
is getting
it's an
a
old
brand
game.
new game. We hope you're looking forward to Kirby Air Riders, directed by Masahiro Sakurai. Next is our last trailer for today. Please take a look.
I thought that FromSoft game was last. This must be their pride and joy. What is this? It can't be Mario. They've already shown Mario. Ingot Isle. Hey, is this Donkey Kong? Are they finally gonna do Donkey Kong justice? Hell yeah, okay. Okay. This is good. This is gonna be really fun. Oh, he can climb, dude. He can roll. Okay. He reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph, though. Like, that's all I can see right now, Wreck-It Ralph. He's a badass, though. This looks like it's going to be really fun. Old school platformer action. Gotta have it. Gotta have that. Bonanza. Donkey Kong Bonanza. July 17th. That's right around the corner.
That was a brand new
Maybe
3D
4 more months.
platforming action game
3 more
starring
months.
Donkey Kong, called Donkey Kong Bonanza. With incredible strength, smash through enemies, walls, the ground, and just about everything as you demolish your way through a massive underground world. More details will be shared in the future. We hope you're looking forward to it.
Thank you for watching so far.
To recap, Nintendo Switch 2 launches on June 5th.
They didn't talk about price.
Finally, here are the hardware options that will be available at launch. We'll release Nintendo Switch 2, as well as a bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World.
Okay. Makes sense.
For more details, please check the official Nintendo Switch 2 website, which goes live later today.
Why don't you just have the details here?
We've covered a lot of information, but that's all we have to share for today.
You'll have to wait just a bit longer for launch. We are very much looking forward to everyone being able to experience Nintendo Switch 2.
We appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well there it is. There's the new Nintendo Switch that people have apparently been waiting a long time, right? Like, how long ago did the Switch come out? I think honestly, like, I feel like the Switch that I have right now is perfectly fine. And I haven't seen a single reason yet to upgrade. I just haven't. The graphics look no better. I mean, maybe there's 4K. Okay, great, awesome. I've got hundreds of games on Steam and PS5 that has been supporting 4K. If this price tag is too expensive, I would just say, well, instead of buying the Switch 2, I'm just going to go buy a Steam Deck or a Rogue Asus Ally. Let's see, hold on. Let's see. Reactions, rants. Yeah, looks. I can already tell people are upset about it. $90 game prices. $90 for a Nintendo Switch game. That's what I wanted to get to. $90 for a Nintendo Switch game that's like light years behind PS5 games. Or there's rumors of PS6 coming out at some point or being announced at some point, which I don't think we need, but that's a story for a different day. Let's see what this person has to say.
Nintendo are actually raising prices to a frank Nintendo finally shared their plans for the Nintendo Switch 2, giving us an hour-long presentation where we saw Switch 2 games, we finally got a release date, and we got the price of the console. When it was finished though, and we were basking in the glow of a newly announced From Software game, and of course, the announcement of a brand new Mario Kart, there was one small caveat that started doing the rounds online. The fact that Nintendo are actually raising prices to a frankly ridiculous level when it comes to how much their games are going to cost for the Switch 2. Now,
all
the
their
console
games
itself is going to retail at $449 or $395.
$449. Fuck that. Fuck that. How much does... Let's see something really quick. Look at this. $400. This one's like $600, whatever. 430. If I wanted to buy a $400 handheld, I would get a Steam Deck. Okay, that's a bit expensive. But this one right here, Asus ROG Ally, 7-inch, $489. My streaming partner, Silky Joe, has one of these. I think he has this one though. But it's fucking amazing. Like, it is so cool. In fact, if y'all want to donate, like, I would love to buy one. So give me some money. But my point being is, if you're going to spend $500 on a handheld, get this. You know, get the Steam Deck. You're going to have much higher quality games. Unless you're just like really, really into Mario, but if you are, just use the Nintendo Switch 1. The prices are probably going to drop anyways because the Switch 2 is about to drop. All right, let's get back to it.
£5 when it releases on June 5th. Now, while that was already a little bit higher than some people expected, the big awful surprise was that some games, including Mario Kart World, are going to be priced at $80 for the digital edition, or
for a
$90.
digital $80 for a digital edition. You don't even have anything to set on your shelf. Like you basically don't even own the game. You own rights to access it. $80. That is for me personally, it's a no from me, dog.
If you want to buy it physical. And that,
$90
my
for
friends,
physical.
in my opinion anyway, is a way to instantly kill hype dead for your new console. And
that's why they didn't talk about prices on the Nintendo Direct. They said, for more details, go to this website. Because they probably think that anyone who's willing to actually go to this website is so interested in buying the system that the $80 and $90 price tags are not going to affect whether or not they purchase the game. Here's my thing. There has been rumors about the prices of games increasing relatively soon, and it all started with GTA 6. I think the price point being like $100 or something like that, and none of that's confirmed. It's just a rumor. But there's been a lot of mixed reactions to that. Like a lot of people are saying, "To hell with that!" No, knowing damn well they're still going to buy the game. But what I say to that, the reason why I bring it up is, even if GTA 6 comes out and it's $100, what you get for that $100, at least for some people, is absolutely worth it. Because what they're going to bring to the table, based on previous installments and the fact that GTA 5 has been out how many years now and people are still playing the shit out of it, you're going to get years and years and years and years of entertainment. Because who knows when GTA 7 will come out. Maybe I won't even be alive. Maybe my 4-year-old will be graduating college and I'll give him GTA 7 for a present. But what exactly is Nintendo Switch bringing to the table with $90 games? If you compare the quality and the content that you're getting from GTA 6 to the quality and content you're getting from Super Mario Kart World, which admittedly has a few new features that I think are pretty cool, but not for $90. Absolutely not. This is wild. My concern is that this is going to be a precedent. We'll see. Time will tell.
And of course, if you're wondering, for us Brits, that means that the digital edition of Mario Kart World is going to cost £67. And if you want to buy it physical, it'll set you back £75. Now, while you might have expected some first-party titles on the Nintendo Switch 2 to match the higher-end prices of the competition over on Xbox and PlayStation 5, which is currently at a cap of $70, I don't think anyone expected Nintendo to actually beat the competition.
Not
and
Nintendo.
Go $10
No.
higher and have this insane discrepancy between digital and physical. I think what makes this price hike sting even more, though, is that Nintendo, even though they haven't really increased prices that much for their games previously, they have always been incredibly stingy when it comes to giving them price drops or...
Yeah, 100%. I tell you what, there's this game for Nintendo that has always intrigued me. I've always wanted to play it, and when I think about buying this game versus other games that are out, I ultimately end up deciding on the other game for whatever reason. But the game is Luigi's Mansion 2 or 3 or whatever it was. And I don't know how long that game has been out, but like not the other day, but a little while ago, I was like, you know what? Like, I really want to play this game. I've been playing all these FromSoft games, and I wanted a break. I wanted something lighthearted and fun. And I thought, how about Luigi's Mansion? Let's see how much that costs. And it's almost, if not, the same price it was when it released. So yeah, they do not drop the price of their game. So if it comes out at $90, is it always going to be $90 10 years from now?
Discounts years after the fact. If you go into any store now, you'll probably see a copy of Mario Kart 9 Deluxe or The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, and they will be around the same price as they were when they launched back in the day.
Yeah.
Even on the Nintendo Digital Shop, these games rarely come down in prices, getting at best a small percent discount
5 or 10
every
bucks
year
at
when
the
we
most.
near the holiday season. Because of that, then, I think many people, including myself, are worried about what this means for these games going forward. Are we looking at a reality where, for the next 8 years or so, Mario Kart World is priced at around $80 consistently? And again,
no,
as if
absolutely
I need
not.
to drive this point home, that's if you want to buy it digitally. It's going to be even more if you want to get this game on physical cartridge. What's also a little bit frustrating about this is that, in a way, it's classic Nintendo. Nintendo, despite releasing some of the coziest and cuddliest and downright best games you will ever play, have a history of anti-consumer tactics like this that mostly just get brushed to the side. There might be a little bit of controversy when they're first announced, but ultimately they kind of come down to people, myself included again, going, it's just Nintendo. That's just what Nintendo does. We've seen it, for instance, when they engaged in artificial scarcity to increase demand around their products. We saw it at the time when they released a Mario collection and then just arbitrarily pulled it from stores a few months later. And of course, we've seen it in constant re-releases and ports of old games at the start of every new console generation. Even if you've bought those games.
Yeah, the whole Nintendo Direct was just the same shit. It's not shit either, but it's like the same games. Like here's Mario, here's Zelda, here's Kirby, here's Pokemon, here's Metroid. What else do you have? Is there anything original, or are you still milking that cow?
Games previously. Likewise, the fact that not only has the digital price of some of these games gone up, but the physical price is even higher, I think that stings in particular because it kind of puts to bed the argument that some of these studios were making like a decade ago when we first started to see a major shift towards digital sales and digital games. Back then, the argument was, hey, in the long run, this is going to be so pro-consumer because it'll mean that the publishers and the developers won't have to charge as much for their games because they're not having to pay either to make the cartridges or the discs and the boxes, distribute those to sellers, and have those sellers take a cut of the profits.
No, but that would
The
make too
idea,
much
in
sense.
theory, was that if everything was centralized on a digital platform, publishers and developers wouldn't have to charge as much because they'd be reaping a higher profit
No, they charge
percentage.
more. They
But,
just charge
even
additional money for
before
physical copies.
This announcement, that's not been true, has it? And I think it's important to note as well that this definitely is not happening in a vacuum. This isn't just a Nintendo fans problem. This is a problem for all gamers. And that's because the last time games went up in price, which was the start of this generation, less than 5 years ago, the argument for why most publishers started to adopt the now standard $70 price point for new games was that, well, everyone else is doing it. We saw companies hide behind the fact that they were.
I mean, basically, I noticed that price hike when the PS5 and the Xbox whatever came out. I mean, yeah, it sucks that I have to pay more money, but like I was relatively okay with it, and that's because there was a clear cut difference in performance between the previous generation's games and this generation's games. Like it was noticeable. Like I didn't need some exposition to tell me like you're gonna have better graphics, you're gonna have better loading times, things like that. And I didn't see that with Nintendo's new games. I didn't see a justification for the price hike. I still don't.
Weren't the ones to introduce the price hike. They were just following market trends and had to do what was best for their business with everyone else switching around them so they didn't have to fall behind. In my opinion, it is an extremely convenient excuse, but it is one that many analysts have been worried would be rolled out again this year, but not because of the Nintendo Switch 2. That's because before Nintendo Showcase, a lot of people were wondering whether Grand Theft Auto 6, the upcoming mega release from Rockstar, was going to establish a new norm for priced boxed games. Many people were hypothesizing about what would happen if GTA would come out and establish
exactly
a
what I was talking
baseline,
about.
Maybe $80 or $90 or hell, even $100.
I would pay $80 or $90 for
because,
GTA
like
6.
Nintendo, Grand Theft Auto would get away with it. Of course, you would have people saying that's an absolutely ridiculous price. They're not paying that much money for a single game. But Grand Theft Auto is Grand Theft Auto. It has that staying power. People would buy it. Rockstar could charge whatever they wanted, and it would still sell millions upon millions upon millions of copies. The surprise then is that Rockstar wasn't actually the first out the gate to try this, but that it's Nintendo with the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World. And every time the price of modern games comes up, there is one argument that's always touted by some fans and mostly the executives behind these video game companies. And that's the fact that, yeah, video game pricing has remained relatively stagnant for decades now. It hasn't really risen with inflation, and we're still buying games for around...
You know what else hasn't risen with inflation? Salaries.
What they used to cost in the 1990s.
You're going to hit a threshold to where
Executives
people
have
refuse to
rolled
buy
out
these
that
games
argument for
simply because they
actual
can't.
Decades at this point, at least a good few console generations, to prove that, hey, they're actually doing us a favor. And I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I've never bought that idea. I've never bought the idea that game prices have to increase for a few reasons. One is that the way games are consumed now is not the same as they were consumed in the 90s. Back then, you had only the standard boxed game to bring revenue in. Now you have so many revenue streams that not only make up for games not increasing in their base price, but bring in
ask
so
Ubisoft
much
how that
more
worked out for
money
them.
than that deficit ever would have. You've got microtransactions in some of the biggest games in the world in some annual releases that help to bring in billions upon billions of dollars. Those different revenue streams have helped gaming become the most dominant form and successful form of entertainment. And yes, while the market is a little stagnant now and isn't growing at the rate it has been over the past few decades, this argument definitely precedes that. This is all on top of subscriptions as well, including Game Pass or PS Plus-like services, as well as just paying for online gaming in general. And I know one of the counter arguments is that it's not the same as comparing it to the industry in the 90s because game budgets in particular have ballooned exponentially.
That's not our fault.
But again, I don't
It's
want
not
to
our
go
fault.
full Peter
Ubisoft
Parker on you,
spends
but
hundreds
I
of
kinda
millions
missed
of
the
dollars
part
to
where
make a
that's my
game that's
problem.
dog shit.
Nobody asked these companies to balloon budgets to
Yeah,
the point
right
where
there.
games now cost
Literally just said that.
$250 million a minimum to make. We have seen games that cost a fraction of that sell incredibly well and become major hits. The budgets on that level are not the requirement. You don't need that level of investment every single time. Hey, I like it when Rockstar releases a Grand Theft Auto or a Red Dead Redemption that costs a ridiculous amount of money, but not every single studio has to follow.
Yeah, like those games need to be one-offs. Like the new GTA 6, the hype around that game alone will justify maybe an increase in price. But God, could you imagine if Assassin's Creed Shadows came out and cost $90? They can't even sell it for $60. What about oh shit, I can't even think of it. But what that one game, Dragon Age, that just came out? They're trying to give it away free now on PS Plus. I have no interest in playing that game. Not for any particular political reasons, but because it just doesn't look very good. If they're going to charge more money for games, it needs to be based on the quality of the game. Like it just can't be an across the board rollout, or you're going to see studios tanking. Absolutely tanking.
Or try to achieve that model to get their own success stories. Now, there is one more important thing to mention about this story, and I'm not going to spend too long on it because, frankly, I'm not an economist. I'm not as knowledgeable on this topic as many other people out there, but I am taking this information from people who actually know what they're talking about. And that's that the Financial Times, via a write-up by Video Games Chronicle, suggests that this price increase, not only to the games, but to the Switch 2 itself, could actually be in anticipation of incoming tariffs that are being implemented by the American government. The Financial Times spoke to a bunch of experts from across the globe, and one Japanese expert suggested that these price increases were actually in anticipation of these tariffs coming into effect by Nintendo, who previously, I think it was until last night that they were formally announced, didn't know exactly how hard they were going to hit or
maybe
how
it's true.
they were going to be
just so
implemented,
dumb.
so put the prices up just
and
in
annoying.
case something was going to affect them. Again, that's a little bit out of my expertise, but it is worth noting because people much smarter than I have been worried about this reality for a good few months now, suggesting that if Nintendo is thinking about this, that other companies may be following suit as well and be changing their pricing models going forward. Overall, though, I just think this is a huge shame. I'm not a huge Nintendo fan myself. I have nothing against the company. It's just not where I play.
I agree with everything he's saying.
Experiences. But even I was watching the presentation last night, impressed. I was thinking suddenly, after not caring all of that much, yeah, I might have to get this console. Between the likes of Mario Kart World and some of the new features that were added to the console itself, not to...
Yeah, it was... I stand by what I said. I saw nothing on the showcase that makes me want to upgrade from what I currently have, the Nintendo Switch. But, I mean, the new features do look cool. Like, if I didn't have a Nintendo Switch already, I would consider it. But at that price, I would rather buy a Steam Deck. Or an Asus Rogue Ally. It is what it is.
To mention essentially a Bloodborne 2 style experience. I went from being not that bothered to wondering how I could pre-order this thing day one. But the subsequent reveal of just how much some of these games are going to cost, it brought me right back down to earth, and that's a shame. No one wants that footnote after the end of such an impressive show. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you as worried about the price hikes as I am? Or is this just a case of Nintendo gonna do what Nintendo gonna do?
That's it right there. Okay, that's gonna be it for me. I've gotta go pick up the kiddos, do all that fun stuff. But guys, man, if y'all like this content, hold on. Let's see, hold on. Let me just. There we go. Yeah, if you like this content, please consider hitting that follow button, that subscribe button, whatever you feel like you want to do. That would be great. We are on Twitch, we're on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. It's all the same handle, 2 Grown Scaredy Cats with the number 2. We're trying to grow our channel, so if you like it, hit that follow button. But if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. But I'm not going to do any shameless pandering beyond what I just did. So, this is JJ with 2GSC signing out. I hope everyone who's watching this has an